2 points to number 15. Basket by Darren. Warning on the Stillman Tigers for a delay of game. Thousand Tigers number 11, Virgil Fields, in his second person.
Darren right here on ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, coming to you live from Municipal Auditorium down here in Kansas City for the NAIA Tournament. Bang! Here's your mic to start off the show. Darren here, right next to me.
I am. So for those who are watching on Facebook, Twitter, as well as YouTube, we're live down at the Municipal Auditorium 2021 NAIA Men's Basketball National Championship. You can tune in Tuesday night to hear the National Championship game being played on our sister station, Sports Radio 810 WHB at 7 o'clock p.m. But Sterling, look, we're down here. Of course, this is the 83rd annual event at the Municipal Auditorium. Got a number of games. We got 4 games today. We got our good friend Steve Wall sitting down here enjoying the game action as well. What are you most looking forward to during the next 5 days down here at the NAIA Tournament?
Just watching good basketball. As a kid, this is where my dad used to take me. He used to take me down here. We'd play hooky from school. Best day of school every year. You know, who needs
best week actually. Yeah.
Who needs math when you can learn math based on 2s and 3s? I learned that 3 pointers are better than 2s from watching NAIA basketball tournament. So I'm just looking to see good basketball. It's a really fun environment. Honestly, if you guys can take this or just come down here to watch good basketball, I highly recommend it. This is just such a fun tournament. Good for Kansas City.
Yeah, currently, this is the first, this is actually the opening game that we have going on. It's Stillman College with 47, leading St. Francis with 44. About 12 minutes left to go in the second half of the ball game. And then we got 3 other games additional. Bethel over in Kansas, taking on Shawnee State of Ohio at 3:45. Jamestown of North Dakota taking on Faulkner of Alabama at 5:30, and then at 7:15, the final game of the day will feature Bethel, Indiana against Indiana Wesleyan. And so, again, I mentioned Steve because Steve and I used to come out and cover this a few years ago, obviously before the pandemic and stuff hit, and the tournament would start at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah,
and it would not end. Steve, what did you say about 1:30 in the morning? Yeah, about 1:30 in the morning, both Thursday and Friday. So, so we would be here from sun up to sundown covering the game. And I believe 1 or 2 years in a row, we literally opened the tournament and closed the championship night. And that was one thing that we took pride in doing. I mean, like you said, get a chance to see a lot of great basketball. At that time, there was 32 teams, 31 games, to decide a national champion. And so this time around, you've got 16 teams here. They played the opening rounds on the campuses. So you got 15 games here that's going to decide a national champion right here in Kansas City. This is basically, and of course the NAIA, they're located right here. The main offices are located right here in downtown Kansas City. So great basketball. Again, if you get a chance to bring your family, your children down there, do so. Great atmosphere. They do have the concession stands open. So, and then they also have the NAIA experience. So your kids will get a chance to play and enjoy some of the games that they have for the year.
So, 1, I want to give a big shout out to Beard for being back in the studio, keeping us on air. And 2, Beards, I've been hoping, I keep telling Darren, I want them at halftime to bring me down for a half-court shot. I get it, I'm wearing a blazer and a dress shirt, and I may rip it, but if I rip it and I make the shot, it's all worth it to me. That was always my dream as a kid to get selected for a half-court shot. I never have.
I've never been selected either, but I've never wanted to on the simple fact that No. I'm not scared, but what I am afraid of is if I shoot an air ball or the shot.
So you're scared. You just said you're scared.
I mean, no. The scare would be like not taking the shot at all.
Yeah.
But I'm not afraid to hit the shot. I'm afraid of the consequence of me taking that shot, though, because if I go long, I mean, if I make it, it's to be
You
expected.
can't make it unless you shoot. You gotta shoot it. You get some chance. Even if you DeAndre Jordan it, you'll be okay.
And what else is going on in the world of sports, man? We ain't gonna talk about my hooping ability.
So much. So Kyle Long was signed by the Chiefs.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Trent Williams going back to the 49ers on an absolutely massive deal. Mitchell Trubisky going to back up Josh Allen. I mean, there's so much NFL news coming out right now. If you're Kansas City, Rodney Hudson is Trent Williams getting re-signed by the 49ers on a record-breaking deal. You get Kyle Long on a very cheap deal. Kyle Long was very good for a long time with the Bears, but then he started to break down a little bit towards the end of his career. Do you think that with the year off, him coming out of retirement, does he have anything left?
Yes. One, look, it's kind of like a player who has a year-long injury, give or take. What happens is you get a chance to allow your entire body to heal, not just what what you may have gotten surgery on or that nature. I do believe that the year off kind of refreshes him. You go to a team that has a winning environment. One, you have a quarterback that not only do you believe in, but you want to help block for versus a Mitchell Trubisky. And look, not to slight him at all, but he's no Patrick Mahomes. So if I'm Kyle Long, obviously Patrick Mahomes had a lot to do with him coming. He did in the presser today that Patrick, that he did speak Patrick throughout this time, and so Patrick was influential in him coming. So I do believe he will play better. He'll want to play better because he wants to show Patrick, look, you believed in me. I'm going to in turn show you why you believed in me and let you know that it wasn't a bad idea for you all to sign me to a contract. So, I mean, I like the move. I know some people, maybe aren't too bad about it because of the contract. But, considering that you were trying to go all in, Patrick tried to get Trent Williams. And look, you saved a lot of money by not getting Trent Williams. So it's not like you didn't have money for him. Plus, you can still go out and bring in other pieces of the puzzle on this team.
Yeah. See, to me, I think he's going to slide in either at right guard, or we're going to see him potentially be your backup, someone who can be versatile all along the offensive line. I don't think he's going to step in at left tackle and start. That's just my perspective. I think there's still some out there that the Chiefs are going to bring in, someone who has more experience at left tackle, because Kyle Long has most experience at right guard. He has started 60 starts at right guard. He started one full season at right tackle, was a Pro Bowler, but that was in 2015. That's been a while. So if I were a betting man, this is more of an insurance policy. You know how Mike Ringer's was an insurance policy last year that the Chiefs cashed in on?
Yeah.
I think Kyle Long is going to be an insurance policy this year, and a very talented one at that.
What I think Kansas City is going to do is that, again, I still think that they're in the market. You don't have to get a Trent Williams right now. But what you can do, there are left tackles out there that's on the field of the market, but you want somebody that is solid and that can help solidify the line. And you just want somebody that's not going to get Patrick killed. Granted, we would love to have an All-Pro and a Pro Bowl type person, but if you get somebody that can stay healthy and that by looking at the game film, this guy has only given up a sack, maybe 3 sacks out of 4 or 5 years, then that's something that you would want to go after if you're the Kansas City Chiefs.
So looking at stat, our CBS Sports, in his 4,770 snaps, he's been called for a holding only 7 times.
That's big.
That's effective. We're not talking about a guy who's going to be penalized a lot. We're not talking about a guy who's going to beat a lot. I do think the year off is going to help as far as getting him healthy. The only concern I have is we just got 2 aging injury guys in Schwartz and Fisher, who are on the other side of 30, for another guy who's 32 years old and who also had injury concern.
But he's coming off versus them, versus these players who are pretty much either having surgery or they just had surgery, but you have to worry about whether or not they should come back. At least he's coming off fresh. He's healthy. He's coming off the injury, but he's healthy because he was out for a whole year. So he's healthy coming in to Kansas City.
Do you think he starts at guard, or do you think he's going to be a backup? What is your initial gut feeling of where he's going to get enough to at least start this season?
Well, I think, look, unless something happens to where the doctor isn't able to come into the country from Canada, I see him starting. And I don't. He hasn't given me any reason why he would not start. Now, as a backup, I can see that, but I can't see him playing tackle if he hasn't played that position. So I don't know how much experience he has in playing tackle. But again, this is. I still think Kansas City is looking to make other moves besides the offensive line during this free agency period. Perhaps maybe a wide receiver, especially for.
Darren's every 3 hit, and I'm going to have to yell at the Mike Green. I can switch it up. I can do something different.
No, at least go way downtown banks. I can, kind of at least be looking forward to it. When you hang like that, you can kind of stop in my tracks.
That's what I'm doing over here.
Yeah, but I want stopping my thoughts because now I kind of don't know where I was going.
Now you're in. That's what the game is.
No, because basically, if I'm Kansas City, I like the move with bringing Kyle Long in. I just sitting in the back. I mean, you don't pay me the money to back someone up. So, I think Mike Reynolds is signing with someone else right now. So, perhaps you still look another center. Kansas City, they have options, and it's good because Travis finally restructured his contract yesterday. So it freed up more cash space for Kansas City where they can go out and bring in some more players. Now, who's that going to be? I'm not going to show you.
Again, Darren and myself still doing this show live with LBT confirming he's coming back next season.
But David Williams confirmed too.
He's not yet.
Editing nothing. Chiefs aren't going to cut him.
So for this team, next year from LBT, maybe they actually have Kyle Long start at right guard. And they have LBT as the backup. They have LBT as the swing guy based on he also missed an entire year last year. Not like LBT was some stud in 2019 that was healthy as well. I would almost say that Kyle Long is going to start at right guard, and LBT could be the do-it-all backup that we saw Mike Reynolds from this past season.
When you put it like that, yeah, I can see that happening as well because while Kyle Long has been off, I think he's done some sort of football training. Yeah. During this time off. The other team's just been in the hospital. I mean, I don't think he's been working on any footwork or doing anything. Now, it's not like he's not going to remember. It's not like it's unlike riding a bicycle where he just forgot everything that he had been trained. But
I see. The dude threw down.
And then looked at the opponent.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking some serious stare down. We're talking not Mike Shaq on who was the dude he Beards, you would know this. Remember when Shaq yammed to the guy and threw him down and kind of did the stare down? You know what I'm talking about? And then he threw the basketball at Shaq.
Oh, that was Greg Dallas. Yeah, he threw the ball.
It wasn't quite. Yeah, it wasn't quite to that extent. Guys, again, we're in the NAIA Tournament. You can even hear from our voice. We're just having a good time.
We are. It's a great time. Other big news along the NFL, as you mentioned, Mitchell Trubisky signing as a backup to the Buffalo Bills. Shirley, what do you think about that? Good move for him, good move for Buffalo?
I think it's a good move for both sides. Trubisky's going to have no more pressure.
None whatsoever.
And he's no longer going to have the entire pressure of Chicago, who is a very good fan base, very passionate, on his back.
He's going to be a journeyman, though, from here on out.
He is, and I think that's fine. You can make a lot of money as a journeyman. Chase Daniel. I mean, I think Jared Goff can extend to be a journeyman for the Ryan Fitzpatrick. You can make a lot of money as a journeyman. He's going to be in a good system for the first time in his life. He was in a position to succeed. I think it's his first chance to sit there. And if you're a Buffalo, you got to be excited because he's not starting as a backup. Trubisky's a very solid backup. It's not like he's Peterman. He's not Nate Peterman. I like this move on both accounts. I'm going to dive deeper to see what the contract situation looks like, but I think this is a win-win for both teams. What do you think?
I'm nervous because what if Josh Allen goes down and he steps in and he doesn't at least perform, optimally well? Hey, look, because there's no pressure, there's no expectation, and so because of that, I do believe it's a good move. They believe enough in you to where they sign you to a contract, and you know coming in that A, it's not going to be a quarterback battle. B, you are, and so you get a chance to dive into the playbook. Perhaps you get a chance to work with the mechanics or whatever. Now, for his ego, well, put it like this: because the team took a chance on him, I don't think his ego is as bruised as it would have been had he not been signed. But it does have to say something for the fact that you were the number 2 overall pick in the draft before the quarterback was ahead of you that day, and here you are back.
Yeah, just to me though, Trubisky had some moments last year where he really shined. He had a huge comeback. Multiple times last year, you go, did he turn the corner?
Yeah.
And then obviously we found out he didn't turn the corner. He couldn't put it together on a consistent basis. But as a backup, having someone who can at least show glimpses of that, I think is promising. You're not throwing in a backup where you go, okay, we have 0 games. I mean, last year, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, completed 67% of his passes. He obviously has more weapons now in Buffalo. It's obviously a better team in Buffalo than with Chicago. But again, like you said, he's an insurance policy. And I think as an insurance policy goes, he's good enough to fit the game plan where you're not changing it completely. Because Josh Allen moves a lot as a starter. He moves a lot out of the pocket. Trubisky does too.
There are reports that the 49ers are set to host Joe Flacco for a visit. Now, I'm not sure, but if you bring him in, of course, you're looking at him as a potential backup. Depending on what happens with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, the other news is that, and we'll talk about it right quick, the NFL announcing new TV deals with NBC, CBS, Fox, ESPN, and Amazon. So this is really just come across deal just 2 minutes ago. The NFL has completed its long-awaited new TV deals, and to viewers at home, they will look a lot like the old TV deals. NBC will continue to show Sunday Night Football. ESPN will continue to show Monday Night Football. Fox will continue to show the NFC on Sunday afternoons, and CBS will continue to show the AFC on Sunday afternoons as well. Amazon, which previously had the rights only to simulcast Thursday Night Football on Prime Video, will now have the NFL's first all-digital TV package with Thursday night games exclusively available through Amazon. So if you got Amazon Prime or you know how to bootleg, get in touch with me.
Let me follow Jake Plummer and give me a bootleg because I do not have Amazon Prime. I think there's a few people in America that doesn't have Amazon Prime, but I think that to me, Jeff Bezos, I don't want to give him my $10 a month. I can wait 2 days for shipping to get it. I can wait.
Well, look, now the NFL, they now have the TV deals locked in through the 20 to 33 seasons, including Super Bowl assignments. So next year, NBC will show the Super Bowl in 2022, 25, 29, and 33. CBS will show the Super Bowl in 23, 27, and 31. Fox will show the Super Bowl in 24, 28, and 32. And ESPN and ABC will show the Super Bowl in 26 and 30. So, we talk about stimulus checks. That's what Bill Belichick was putting. He already knew the money was coming in. What does it do? Again, one of the things that I suggested is for teams, especially if you're trying to get that big money deal, sign with Kansas City for a 1-year deal, and then, bet on yourself. Next year, when their salary cap goes from $182 million to potentially 220 and 30, that's when you get paid.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that. The wide receiver market has been so far a lot of resources set down. And just now we see Will Fuller is signing with Miami. We'll get to in a second. But I'm with you. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of this. Trent Williams got a massive deal. We've seen some larger deals than I think we both expected. I don't know if teams are going to be front-loading a lot of these deals like we saw with Joe Tooney. I mean, Joe Tooney's only having to pay that money off. It seems to make a lot of teams, the contract that actually stays the same. They're just backloaded, I guess, the contract.
Well, again, one of the things that they're doing is they're giving them a lot of that money up front as a signing bonus. So when the season starts, Patrick's only, instead of Patrick gets, say, $25 million, because you converted so much of that money up front, you might get paid. You might get a $20 million sign bonus now and just get paid $5 million. So he's going to get most of the money up front. Oh, look. Instead of us paying you starting your salary off in September for $20 million, we'll just give you a check for $20 million right now and just pay you the 5 throughout the 17 years. Okay.
That's fine with me. I wish I got paid.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick time out. Let's look ahead to tonight's NCAA playing games with Mike Jarvis, who will be joining us after the break. You are listening to Darren and Sterling right here live from the NAIA Men's Basketball National Championships down here at the Municipal Auditorium. We'll be back right here on ESPN Kansas City. Okay. Sounds good.
Basketball, Morris.
No trouble.
Yeah, that may.
Yeah, it was no trouble. This one came out.
Let's not get kicked out.
Yeah, keep talking.
Do you want to bring us back to Mike Jarvis?
David Edger, shooting 2. Into the Tigers, number 3, Kevin.
Got him. Oh, it's a charge.
Offensive foul on St. Francis number 2, Jalen Mull. His second. Back in for still number 23, Roger Davis. Number 4, Marcus Bates.
He's did a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah. Good work. That's what you got to do. You got a small guy. You better work. You got to get yours right there. You have this little guy on you, big man, you got to get yours. You got to post him up.
I like how he kept it balanced, though.
Yeah, he did. Well, you got to.
In the game for still number 14, Darren Fickler.
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM. We are live once again from the Municipal Auditorium at the site of the 2021 NAIA Men's Basketball National Championship. Tonight, however, begins the playing games for March Madness in the NCAA Tournament. Joining us on the phone line right now, of course, he was with me on Sunday. He is the former head basketball coach of Boston University, George Washington University, St. John's University, and Florida Atlantic, Mr. Mike Jarvis. Mr. Jarvis, how are you doing today? Doing well. Mike, you're on the line with Sterling Holmes, my co-host as well. You know, I wanted to get your thoughts because now I know you've never had to coach in it before, but have you followed the NAIA tournament during your coaching career?
All right, everybody. Did you see the score this game? And you need to get up and make some noise. Get this time for the Atlantic business.
Okay. So look, we got tonight's game. We got the March Madness starting tonight. I wanted to get your thoughts on some of the playing games that include great against Wichita State, UCLA, Michigan State. Now, first of all, are you shocked that some blue bloods like UCLA and Michigan State playing games to get into the tournament?
I see a couple of boxes. You guys like it bad? One of my brothers is like, yeah, all the factors.
Mike Jarvis joining us on Darren and Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City. Coach, one of the questions I've always wondered, you know, from an outsider watching, you know, from on television or whatever, but do you all prepare or coach differently, knowing the situation, knowing like when you get to tournament, there is no tomorrow if you lose? I mean, do you find yourself under, or do you put more pressure on yourself to coach differently, or to coach differently than how you would the regular season, when you know that there's another game following you, versus, okay, we're in the tournament now, today's the last day if you don't pull it off?
Kansas City Life Insurance Company offers a full range of life insurance and financial solutions to meet all of life's changing moments. We'll be with you for Kansas City Life. Details online. The NAIA would like to thank the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund for their continued support. NAIA Men's Basketball Championship. And Kansas City welcomes you to the college basketball capital of America. Congratulations to all of the participating teams, staff, and fans. For more information on our city, why you next 15 games, go to visitaccu.com. And welcome to Kansas City, NAIA families and friends. While you're here, we hope you take advantage of all the supplementary options in the area, including Kansas City Traffic. 1 minute to play. Foul is on fingers number 2, Jalen Lowe. His third personal, team foul number 9.
How would a Mike Jarvis coach in 2021 in the age of the pandemic? How would you find yourself? How would you see yourself coaching if you were in Indianapolis this weekend?
Timeout, Stillman. 30-second timeout. Don't forget to join us for the next day at the Mountain College Threshers on the Shawnee State University Bears. Game will begin approximately 15 minutes following the conclusion of this game.
Is that easier for the lone seeds? Teams like Super Jim Eastern Washington against me. This game, whether or not they have some of the guys back in the form and Jalen Wilson. Is it easier for teams to keep the lock
Timeout, Stillman. Full timeout. Mossberg Realty is a proud sponsor and honorary coach for the NAIA Basketball Men's Championships. The championship favorite for Outdoor Special Needs Clinic is also presented by Mossberg Realty. Making it easy for residential real estate is what they do.
Coach, I'm curious. Look, like you said, you coached against the Fab Five, and we know how they changed the college landscape back then. How have you seen, in your opinion, the college game change from '93 to what we see today? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Foul is on St. Francis number 2, Jalen Lowe. His fourth, team foul number 10. At the line of Stillman, Trey Penny, shooting 2.
Do you think that's good for where basketball is heading, or do you think that emphasis the fact that everyone is realizing that shot is somehow making the game?
Timeout, St.
Well,
Francis.
sometimes say it's not as easy to watch. Everybody's very big, but Stadium this year.
Full time.
Coach Mike Jarvis is joining us on Darren Australia here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1571. Coach, I want to throw a couple things at you because I know you joined us Sunday. It was before the brackets were announced, so I do want to get back to that. But I always want to get your thought on college basketball players and basically the NCAA, where the players are looking for the NIL, which is the I just had it right here in front of me, but property and the licensing deal where they're looking to get paid off their likeness. What are your thoughts about that?
Foul is on the Tigers number 21 on the Mariners Garden. That's first, team foul number 9. At the line of the Cougars, number 5, Dan McKee, 1-1.
See, this is why you're here, because Darren and I we're not smart enough to think of that stuff.
Well, I don't have a problem with the graduation gift. Yeah. Well, look, I wouldn't have a problem with that as a graduation gift as long as it's tax free. As long as, because you got to think about it. I mean, the play, go ahead.
Final score, Rangers 60, Kansas 69, Southern Colorado 67. Congratulations.
Coach, looking at this tournament, like I said, I had you on Sunday before the bracket was announced. Who are your personal picks to get to the Final Four and why? And then after that, I'd love to know who you have in the championship game and winning it all.
St. Francis advances to the quarterfinals. The 2 p.m. game on Saturday, the winner of tonight's Indiana Wesleyan Bethel College of Indiana game. 2 o'clock Saturday. Johnny's Tavern is the official postgame sponsor of these games, and I know Johnny's Tavern after the game to watch all NAIA basketball action like the Avalanche team. Thanks for your attendance. Don't forget to join us for our next game between Shawnee State and Bethel College of Kansas. That game begins in approximately 15 minutes.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, no. I was gonna say I could see that because it looks as though throughout the year that's where it was headed between Gonzaga and Baylor. I think Baylor has kind of faltered over the last couple of weeks with their losses against Kansas and then the Big 12 tournament. I'd like to see them kind of rebound, and if they can rebound and play like they did, obviously, but before those 2 weeks of losses, I could definitely see that happen. I mean, yeah, it is easy to go against Gonzaga, but your son really did bring up a good point because unless they plan on having fans, I know they plan on doing it when they get to the dome. But but in the other arenas, I'm not quite sure. But the one thing that I have noticed, and this is coming from covering football games this past year, and covering the Royals in Kansas City as well, and then a couple of times I got a chance to cover KU over at Allen Falcons. If you don't have fans there, it is a night and day difference, coach. I mean, just the atmosphere. It's hard to feed off the energy that's not there. You can bump the music as loud as you want to, and try to try amongst the players to rah each other up. But man, look, I have such an appreciation for live fans. Look, Cheryl and I again, we're here at the Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City. There's not a lot of fans, but it's still fans. There's still fans here, and you can still feel some level of excitement. And without it, teams can play flat. Teams that you expect to win and maybe win big. The games end up being a lot more closer because you don't have your cheering section or whatever cheering for you, stuff like that. And so now that little extra piece that would be, the determinant, like crowd noise or your fans or whatever, that's no longer there right now. And until that comes back, I think that kind of evens out the playing field a lot. Yes. Really? Okay, no, I don't. Before I let Philly now, Michigan State is playing in the playing game. You say they could potentially make it a Final Four? You got that right. Coach Jarvis, thank you so much for look, you come with the hot takes, you don't even know it. So I really appreciate that. Like, I'm writing that down.
I didn't know you didn't give Mizzou any chance. You just straight up said, Gonzaga going through no problem, basically.
He really did say it.
I'm a little hurt by that.
Norm Stewart. Norm Stewart. Coach, look, really appreciate the time. Enjoy having you on, and obviously this won't be the last time we talk to you. Look, I feel much smarter. I know Sterling does as well. Just having this conversation with you, you make us a little bit smarter when it comes to watching college basketball. Appreciate it very much, Coach. Coach Mike Jarvis. Join us on Darren and Sterling. We'll take a brief time. I'm going to talk to you here real soon. Right here on ESPN Kansas City. Yes, sir.
Sports Radio 810 coming Wednesday is America's largest all-sports radio station and the proud sponsor of the NAIA Men's Basketball National Championship. Next year, listen to the NCAA Tournament.
That's great. That's a fun Mizzou story. I never heard that.
I never. Hey, that is. He is 75 years old, but he's so wise, man. He coached Patrick Ewing like, dude.
I mean, he coached for so long. I mean,
Yeah.
good teams.
He was just like, just call me. He's like, I'm like, okay.
Hell yeah.
What do you want to go back to and I'll close the show out?
We only got like 3 minutes. Have we done our picks for today?
No, we can do that.
We didn't do our first 4 picks today.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
We only got 4. We only got like 2 minutes left to come back.
Illinois directs 22.5 points. I'm taking those points for Illinois. I'm saying they all covered. Number 1, number 2 seeds. Why would they not? Really, they can cover that?
Is life. It's the building blocks of our amazing
I'm doing that
lives.
tomorrow.
Food is strength. It powers us in the
At
pursuit
least
of
I'm
our
not
full
doing the.
potential. Food is
At least I'm not
energy.
combining with
It
the over
fuels
under.
our accomplishments, big
If I did
and
that
small.
now, that'd be big money.
It
You see
nourishes
right
us
there.
in mind,
Okay.
body, and spirit. Food is health, fitness, and our future. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows. Price Chopper.
All right, fans, social media is everybody. Second division. There's going to be an items they can call out right now. Let's stack our mixers. They can be some of the future friends, they can be the board, whatever they want. And then post your pictures on Twitter or Instagram using hashtag. Share your favorite memory for visiting NAIA basketball communities on Facebook and tag Greg Indiana. Your creators will be featured on the website and the episode social media feed.
Welcome back to Darren Estrella here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM. For the program, we will be off tomorrow as well as Monday for the NCAA Tournament here on our station during the day. And then, of course, name and time, you can switch over to Sports 2810 WHP Estrella. Got to pick our games for tonight. All right, so first game up. I'm going to look at this because brother has to get his picks and stuff together. But we got Texas Southern taking on Mount St. Mary's. You can tune in on CTV actually about 20 minutes after the show. About 10 minutes after the show ends, will tip-off be Texas Southern, Mount St. Mary's playing game. Who you got?
So, since I'm betting now, since you got me before a degenerate over here, I went with Mount St. Mary's. I went with the over. I went with the over in every game, by the way, because life is short to bet the under. It's still fun to root for teams. So, put on Mount St. Mary's in the first game. Who do you have?
I've got, I'm going to go with Texas Southern. I'm going to go for at least cover 1.5. So they can lose, but they can't lose by more than 2. So it'll go down to the wire. So basically, yeah, basically Mount St. Mary's is going to win. But I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take the 1.5 because I've already done it your way. So now I got to do your way. Yeah, well, I got to do the opposite just in case. Next up, of course, this is the battle out of 8-10. Drake versus Wichita State.
So I actually like both these teams.
You can only pick one.
But I can only pick one. And I'm going with Drake. I saw Wichita State play the two first game this year. Losing them a loss. Wichita State's a very good team. I just like it. I like the way Drake has been 25-4. They have the experience to be going.
All right, final 2 games: Appalachian State and Norfolk State.
Norfolk State because they destroyed my heart in the defense a long time ago, and that's why.
And then finally, UCLA, Michigan State.
I'm going to take Coach Jarvis. I'm sorry. I like UCLA. I've watched them play a lot this year. I like UCLA.
I'm gonna go with Norfolk State, and I'm gonna go with Michigan. I'm gonna follow him until he says otherwise. So that's gonna do it from us. Again, if you get a chance, bring your family, bring your kids down there to the Municipal Auditorium for the 2021 NAIA Men's Basketball Championship for Sterling Home. I am Darren Smith. We'll see you back here on Tuesday, live on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM. Again, we're off tomorrow. We're off on Monday. We'll see you Tuesday. Have a blessed day. Wear your mask. We are out of here.